Hello and welcome to the Extreme Z Podcast, the only Dokkan podcast making your favorite talk show format relevant again. I'm your host, Epic Mewtwo.
And I'm your co-host, Kayvon.
And we are back with episode 6 of the Extreme Z Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year to you all.
Yep.
It's been a year since we've seen you. So long.
Merry Chrysler and Happy Boo Year.
We already had a Christmas episode. What do you mean?
Wait, did we?
Yes, the Christmas
the 23rd. Oh, I tried.
Your
brain's going.
Oof. Anyhow, we do have a lot of news to go over today, but our main topic, just a little teaser for you before we get into all of our lovely news that we have today, is going to be, has the value of LRs decreased? And this is a little bit reflected by the current events of Dokkan, considering some stuff that we've got on banners,
Yeah.
if you pick up what I'm putting down here. But before we get into all of that, we are, of course, going to go over our news that we've had in the past couple weeks. JP got bombarded with some stuff, and Global actually did get a decent amount as well.
Yeah.
So let's go over it. Starting off, we had the Bamboozle campaign, aka the original New Year's campaign, where basically this was the one where everybody was like, "Nani, there's no Broly and Gogeta here. What's going on?" But it turned out that everything was okay, and we'll go over that in a second.
Everything was Daijobu.
Everything is gonna be anyway. So we of course had a normal login bonus. This was a countdown to the end of the year. Then, of course, the start of the Trunks campaign on the...
Which the rewards were still pretty dumb.
Yes, so we can actually talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
So, basically, in the past, it's been 50 stones. Yes, 50 stones, 10 Kais for getting them to SA10. So, it was the 50 stones for awakening them to LR.
Yeah. Well, for Frieza, it was 30, though. Keep in mind.
Okay, well, either way, though.
Because you got a Ginyu Goku dupe with it, but yeah.
Right, but that kind of compensated.
Yeah.
But anyhow, though, so there was that, and then you got 10 Kais for getting the unit to SA20, and then you had enough orbs if you rainbowed them to get all of the orbs that you used back, essentially.
Yeah, basically.
Now, with Trunks, that was not the case. For some reason, they decided that you should only get 20 stones for Dokkan Awakening Trunks, which, okay, and they only gave out 7 Kais when you got him to SA20, and they did give you enough orbs to rainbow him. Now, here's the cheeky part about this, and this was something brand new that they did for this particular LR campaign. If you had him LR and SA20 before the campaign began, you got an extra 10 stones, and you got 3 extra Kais. So that's where that, the 3 Kais went from the 7 that you get for getting him to SA20, and you get 10 extra stones.
No, that's just a little dirty.
Yeah. I was personally not happy about this. And, like, what's the point? Like, you're rewarding people for doing a free unit that people might not even bother with otherwise. Like, I don't understand what's
technically that, like... Well, I mean, when you put it that way, it's like, oh, hey, you guys worked on this free unit, here's a reward for you.
But, they're like...
I get what you mean, though.
I don't know.
Like,
so, because, like,
I
what's
personally find it dumb, because, like, this is, like... I feel bad for Jay, because, like, they got so short notice to, like, a few days, like... They got the notice of, like, hey, extra rewards, you already have them done, like, a few days. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, everybody on Global now knows to farm up their Trunks.
Yep.
Little by little until the campaign comes.
Right, beforehand.
Like, at least getting one to LR so you get the extra rewards.
Right, exactly.
And that's, like, sure, people could say, like, oh, that's one of the benefits of playing Global, but I still feel bad. Like, you got cheated at 3 Kais and 10 stones. It's not cool, man.
Yeah,
not cool.
Not fun. So, I don't know. It was just not really that, not very deja vu, not very cool,
not at all.
To be honest. But obviously we still did it.
Not very cash money if it got.
Yes, exactly. With that, though, it did bring the temporary discount for the stamina. The discounted stam for the final stage was 12 instead of 25 stam. And the future...
Wait, it went down to 12? Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I have to do further.
Yeah. You were weren't you watching when I was doing it on stream? Or were you just not paying attention?
Didn't pay attention.
Yeah, that's okay.
I did not pay attention. That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, so that was 12 stam.
So are we gonna get Dokkan half in the future to 12 stam each?
Hopefully.
That'd be wild. But yeah,
No,
let's
but
continue.
they also gave the free to play future category units and I believe time and space a boost on the
Android.
event. Android, yeah, thank you. I don't know why I was thinking time and space. I got Ant
Because
Goku
they're the
Black on the
same
mind.
category.
Yeah, facts. Anyway,
Elder Kai banner. Woo.
yes. So an Elder Kai banner got
Nobody
introduced to
cares.
JP for some reason. Who literally cares? This
Mhm.
was kind of weird. They announced a Dragonstone sale in this celebration. Keep in mind, this was before
Yeah.
Gogeta and Broly were officially announced, and people were like, "But why? There's no banner." So, very odd
All
there.
Dokkan events open was pretty neat.
Yes, that was pretty cool. And they're still they. Why did they go back to this? I know I comment on it every time, and you can't even see it
Yeah, I
in the
know it's
podcast.
weird.
But they used an art that included like all the Dokkan events and made it really apparent that like, hey, everything is here. But they used to
Not
use
just
this.
villains.
Yeah, they used to use this art that just had like all the 120 villains on it, and then they stopped using it, and now they're using it again. I don't know. Maybe someone just
Weird.
misplaced the file at Akatsuki or something. But
Yeah.
anyhow, though, New Year's missions, yay, super cool. Another login bonus, which was actually for
Yeah.
the new year, which was pretty cool. As well, the official announcement of the STR Gogeta EZA, which is
Yep.
actually not out yet. It's going to be coming the
Yeah.
10th.
Ooh, there should actually be a data download. If there is, I have to report the podcast. Rip.
Yeah, RIP to that. That always happens. But regardless,
I mean,
though,
who knows?
yeah,
Who
yeah,
cares?
exactly.
It'd be like
On his banner, the only unit we have confirmed right now is Super 17, which is an interesting choice, but
I
also
can
makes sense
see
because
the
Extreme
other
AGL.
unit. Yeah, I could see AGL Rothe.
Oh, is the other unit? Yeah, definitely.
I
Yo,
can
I
see
might
it.
I might summon on that if he's the other unit, but anyhow
I
though,
mean, AGL Rothe do planet.
yeah, exactly. On the 10th coming with that is the movie bosses category, which of course
Confirming that's pretty much his weakness.
right. So the banner for that.
Don't bring little spoiler, don't bring new Broly. Because that's not a good idea.
Yeah, unfortunately. Well, I
Not
don't
gonna
know.
be
We'll
good.
have to see. I might test him out just for the meme. Anyhow though,
Supered for 300k.
bet. Nah, but
EZA Broly has a type event. EZA Gogeta, my bad, has a type event using Broly units bet.
that would be really funny actually.
Alright, yeah, but.
That
Oh,
would be
yeah,
super
the
goofy.
story event updated.
Yes, so on the 10th.
Will update.
Yeah, will update with Gogeta's EZA. We are getting. It's actually a new story event. It's going to be.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
it's
It's
a new story event. The second part. So if you guys remember, we got that Kid Goku from the what is that movie called? The Curse of the Blood Ruby or something like that.
Curse of the Crimson Ruby will say, don't want to get demonetized.
Oh, true facts. But the event now has a. I guess you could say it's not really like a part 2, but it's just another event that this Goku.
I think it technically can be considered a part 2 because
Sure,
I think
but it's
still
not
in
a part
same
of the
plot
same
movie.
event. Yeah, well, I don't
Yeah.
know. It's a different look. Either way, though, the point is
We'll
that
see.
this new event brings the Dokkan Awakening of the SSR Kid Goku that's going to go into L
Which it
eventually.
seems like for his TR will become a Goku and Krillin or something.
Right, which is kind of
Considering his SSR and SSR are on Pure Saiyans.
Hmm.
So that'll and the old events coming back so you can farm them up if you haven't. So
Which is cool. Definitely should.
good
by the way.
memes.
And then this is kind of interesting.
Kid Buu.
Yes, Kid Buu is coming on the 10th. Why is there no date? Oh, I see it. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
blind.
so along with Gogeta, and this will probably Extreme Z Awaken the AGL one.
Right. I was about to
Like
say or the
AGL is
Fizz
like
one. What am I
all
talking
but
about?
confirmed.
Yeah.
Like they might bamboozle and give the awakening to the tech one since he starts off as a Kid Buu, but who knows?
Mhm. Also, I just realized too on the which also the Shin event where you can get the all
Yeah.
the Kais in the one card for free, the free to play
Yeah,
card.
the
AGL Kid Boo's on the art for that too.
yeah. So there's the Tech Kai and the STR West Supreme Kai, I think it was
Yeah.
the girl.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. Then after that, we got the official announcement for the teaser for Gogeta and Broly coming to the game, which is
Yep.
absolutely fantastic. Funny enough, base form Gogeta was in the teaser, but is still nowhere to be found in
I
the
know,
game.
right?
Very odd there, because obviously with the Gogeta event, he never is base in the
Yeah,
actual
it's
event.
weird.
So very weird that they kind of teased him as base
Yeah.
form. Yo, wait a minute, isn't that like false advertising? Kind of like they had with obviously the banner one when that happened. with
300
Broly.
stones.
300 stone compensation, nani? But Nah, but that is a little bit odd that they chose to do
Yeah,
that.
agreed.
Regardless, though,
But hey, new Battlefield.
Battlefield smashed that reset button yet
Yep.
again.
And I think this is when they added
Yes,
Bardock,
this is when they added Bardock. So he
who
is
will
now in
change
there.
everything. JK, he'll just stall your
Yeah,
time
he is.
because he doesn't do anything.
Didn't do anything. Literally didn't do anything.
And
Then after
then
that,
maintenance it.
yep, was the hot maintenance. I believe this one was for letting people in the game. The game, yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. So that happened. Then after that, we had finally the Broly campaign went live. Technically, the second Broly campaign because the first one was when the first story event went live. But this, of course, introduced the brand new AGL Gogeta and the brand new physical Broly into the game, as well as the blue Gogeta and what do we call this guy? Full power green hair Broly. so,
Yeah.
something like that. The full power Broly, is now in the game as well. And then the original story event got updated so that now every one of those free to play cards has a Dokkan Awakening, which is pretty cool.
And the Goku and Vegeta have an EZA.
Yes, which
is whack because they're just pure free cards.
Right, which is so cool too. So they brought back. This is kind of interesting. I've never really done something like this before. They brought back the Broly movie EZA, and then put medals into that so that you could EZA Goku and Vegeta, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I like
and
it
because
they're super
AGL
good.
type essentially.
Yeah, they're super good. Oh, right, and then as well, this also gave an EZA to the brand new base form AGL Broly, which was on Broly's banner.
Who became a wrathful Broly.
Right, which is really interesting because they've never done that before, where they released a summonable unit and then gave them an EZA right away. So,
yeah, that's true.
Kind of weird that they did that.
Even with free units, they were just there a bit, and then they got an EZA. It was never like right away. Like,
well, I'm talking about like summonable though, like the Broly.
Yeah, but even like free ones haven't done that either.
That's true. Well, Gohan though.
That was like at least 2 weeks after.
I know, but I think didn't they announce it when he first came out though that he was getting an EZA? I don't remember. Either way, it doesn't really matter. The point is that the summonable.
Either way, right as Broly dropped, the EZA dropped. So
right, which was interesting. And then, by the way, with those Broly banners, the other new cards that we got was a Yachty Broly card, which is awesome. It's a Paragus that Dokkan awakens into a duo Broly and Paragus, which is the famous Yachty Broly.
Bosses.
Yep, which is weird, but the famous Do It Broly.
Okay.
And then on Gogeta's banner, we got a brand new Tech Super Saiyan Goku that Dokkan awakens into Super Saiyan God, and a Super Saiyan STR, almost said Gogeta, and STR Vegeta that Dokkan awakens into a Super Saiyan God Vegeta, which is very cool. So those banners were really good. I feel like people definitely underestimated them.
Yeah, I mean, they are great banners, but if you're a longtime player, it's not the best banner.
That is true. That is definitely true. Although I feel like at this point I could say that about a lot of banners.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I could say that about the New Year's banner at this point, which we'll get to in a second.
Heck, well, I can't say I'm free to play anymore, but like, I am like, low, like a little bit free to play, but
Guppy.
Even I'm a little guppy, but even me, like some banners are just like not worth.
Yeah.
Like heck, I'm skipping medical or I'm global because I ain't pulling another physical one. Nope, I'm good. Dot dip.
Yeah, please, no more. And then the last thing on that was a new SNS campaign. If you guys remember, basically you either tweet out, hey, Dokkan Battle's pretty cool, or you use the line app and then just kind of cheese it, unless you want to actually share it on the line app. But you get a free stone from that every day, which is pretty awesome. Obviously, free stones are always great. Something interesting to note as well is that the art that they used, I know again we kind of touched on how base Gogeta was in the notification for that, but he's not actually in the game. The Broly on the cover of the second Broly movie campaign is actually from the super attack of the transformed Fury Broly, or not Fury Broly, full power Broly, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so nice.
And there are more missions.
Right, more missions there. And then this was awesome. JP hit first in the App Store, which we got 30 stones for that, and then some AGL and Fizz Orbs, of course, in honor of Gogeta and Broly. Both of those boys screaming as loud as they can. which was awesome. Then the Tapion story event returned. I don't know why, but cool.
Remember, who do if need done.
Who will do if Goku does it? Yes.
Yep.
Make
I
it
love
easy,
Google
space.
Translate.
Of course, the Trunks event was up, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then
Legendary campaign.
and then
Banner.
nobody summoned on this
And
because
then, oh, go ahead.
I still think this was silly. They had the Christmas banner on JP, which was that double rate banner, and it had two Santa Roshi / Trunks and My cards every multi, and
Yeah.
Global had the hit banner, which you got, the same thing.
Well, one. You only got one.
Well, Global shaft. Anyway,
I mean, technically, yeah, you can throw one.
this went live on
argue.
JP, and I didn't even summon it. I usually
Nobody
do.
someone on the Kai banners on JP or Global are just overflowing with guys and not
Yeah.
enough units to use them on.
Exactly.
But then JP went, oh my and 100 more stones for top grossing.
100.
Because here's the thing, y'all got to realize this probably ain't happening on Global for one reason. When JP hits top grossing in both app stores is a big deal.
Yeah.
Very big deal in the JP gacha market.
Mm-hmm.
Because that thing is very competitive, let's just say that.
Mm-hmm. The JP gacha market is very competitive. So,
yeah, them hitting top grossing in both Google Play and iOS, basically. Right, that's how it is?
right. Correct.
Yes,
On the App Store and the Google Play Store.
Yeah, that's very, very, very important.
So I definitely think that, like, 100% certain that Global will hit top grossing when Gogeta and Broly come out.
If anything, I feel like Akatsuki might, like, finagle it and say, like, oh, as a special thanks, here's 100 stones. Like, kind of like,
maybe,
make it up.
I don't even think that's going to be necessary, though. I think that they're just going to, I think Global's just going to do it.
Like,
true.
Look at the whole Tanabata celebration. They just renamed that, oh, hey, thank you for playing the game. Here's filler stuff.
We're not going to talk about that celebration. Don't bring
but
that name
cards.
in here, young man.
But gift cards.
Get it out of here.
Oh. Alright, then more login bonuses.
Yes, so more login bonuses went live. That was kind of interesting with that original New Year's celebration. Let me click back to that here. There were two login bonuses listed. One was the countdown, and one was the actual New Year's login bonus.
Yeah.
So that went live, and then we had the greatest banner in Dokkan battle history.
Oh boy! Oh
Guaranteed LR banner. That's
on
right.
step 5.
Well, sure. But let's talk about it real quick. So, for the guaranteed LR meme, you could do 2 rotations of 200 stones.
Yes,
Step
which
1.
Each rotation. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
go
I'm
ahead.
gonna go through. Don't worry.
You're the JP guy. You explain.
Step 1, 20 stones, guaranteed easy unit in the last slot. Now, another thing to keep in mind. All the units that were featured on the banner could appear in any of the multi-summons as well.
Or the ones unfeatured.
Right, since the LRs as well were on the banner unfeatured, they could also appear in any of these multi-summons. So anyway, Step 1, 20 stones, guaranteed ECA unit at the last slot. Step 2, 40 stones, guaranteed Super 120 unit in the last slot. Step 3, another 40 stones, guaranteed Extreme 120 unit in the last slot. Step 4, 50 stones, guaranteed category lead in the last slot. And step 5, 50 stones for a guaranteed LR in the last slot, people. This is insane.
Yep.
I feel like I'm...
And you could do that. So basically 400 stones, you get at bare minimum 2 EZA units, 4 120 leads, 2 category leads, and 2 LRs. At the bare minimum, if you get like 1 SSR per multi.
So,
which you didn't if my summons on Global go anywhere.
Right. So I did pretty well in this banner actually. I did end up, if you're on that stream, shout out to
Also,
you.
spoiler alert, this is on Global.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it. But I did end up pulling Maj Vegeta, which was one of my white whales for the longest time, so I was very excited about that.
Hey, same.
I know, right? High five. Anyway.
Maj Vegeta gang.
Maj Vegeta gang, luck if you up. But so you could do this whole rotation, like Kayvon said, twice for 200 stones.
Yeah, and then it becomes a regular banner with all the Dokkan Fest and the LR still on it, but
right, which is very interesting.
That very diluted, unless you need like everything off the banner.
Right. So here's the thing too about summoning on this banner afterward. I wouldn't recommend it. I did do it just because I kind of
Please do not do that.
Yeah. After the step ups, here's the thing.
This,
It's a fantastic banner for new players,
yeah.
but I would say that it's not necessarily worth summoning on because you're probably not. You could get an LR, but
Even then, even when it's not in new players taking consideration, this is like I would say this is a better like quote unquote starting banner than the actual like Gogeta and Broly ones, even though they have 3+1.
oh, I agree with you, 100%.
But
I
like
would like,
even
cause
here's the
I
thing,
would
like,
definitely say that these banners are better than Gogeta and Broly
yeah,
purely for the fact that there's so many more units
yeah.
on it
And
that are
the
usable.
thing is, it's also the fact that after you do the 400 stones list, you shouldn't summon, especially considering what JP has down the line with their fourth year. Like
Mhm.
they haven't gotten a break.
No.
Their JP players, their wallets are gone. they, they've been Thanos snapped over and over. There's not even half of them left. They're just gone.
Yeah, you could say that again. Anyway, so
One good thing about being on global,
yeah,
we could
right.
have some chill.
Yep.
Can wait.
On the banner, by the way, just to give you a quick rundown,
Yeah,
it was
oh boy.
STR Easy Broly, Android 17 from Dragon Ball Super, Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Future Gohan, Evo Vegeta, Turles, Jiren, Fizz Super Vegito, Int UI Goku, Angel Golden Frieza, Ultimate Gohan, Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, Omega Shinron, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Super Saiyan 3 Broly, Super Saiyan 3 Fizz Tanks, STR Janemba, Int Gogeta, Super Saiyan 3 Angel Ku, Super Saiyan 4 AGL Vegeta, Int Kid Buu, Super Saiyan 4 STR Goku, Fizz Cooler, Int Easy 8 Ultimate Gohan, Super 17, Tech, Beerus, AGL, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the Easy A's, Fizz, Kid Buu, Full Power Frieza, Int Cell, hold up, Tech Cell, the Easy Ace as well, STR Super Saiyan Vegeta, and Int Janemba.
You want to break there, buddy? Oh boy,
Whew. Now,
that was a marathon in a sentence.
that was. Let's talk
That
about real
amazing
quick.
banner.
Yes, an amazing banner, nonetheless. Let's talk about real quick, though, the LR situation on this banner. There are
Yes, there are a
yes.
few outliers,
There are a few LRs that
which
are not
is
present.
considering it's a little. There's something a little interesting that I'll get into once we talk about the global news.
Mm-hmm. So,
Also, this is going to be a long news section.
oh
Whoops.
yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Long boy.
The LRs that we're missing from here are Mai and Trunks, which obviously makes sense considering they just left.
Yeah, they're more of a recent ones though. This is
Right.
all like little OG stuff, like current Dokkan, like recent Dokkan fans like Meta Cooler aren't on here or anything.
Right, for in
Or
terms of the
Super
featured units, yeah.
Like basically Super Boo is the cutoff.
Which I wish he was on there, but whatever. Anyway,
I mean,
Goku
yeah,
and Frieza are not in the LR pool either. And on
they're just too busted. You're not
JP,
allowed to have them.
yeah, right. On JP, Cell is not on the banner, which we'll talk about what I mean by that in a second. But the rest of the LRs are. So Bardock, Beerus, all your 90%
Yeah.
leads, the whole 9 yards. So this banner, what more is there to be said about it?
10
that
out of 10,
hasn't been
100 of
said?
100. Best banner.
Yes,
Best banner.
it's the best banner in Dokkan history. There's no denying
Yeah.
that. So it's fantastic. If you haven't summoned on it, what are you doing?
Yep.
I don't know, man. But regardless, though, that just about does it for JP News. That leads us right up to the beginning of the new year here. As
Yep.
Kayvon did say, we do have fourth year coming down the pipeline
Oh boy.
in a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, watch Gogeta and Broly be irrelevant.
We have literally no idea what's coming down the
Yeah.
pipeline for that, so definitely keep your eyes out. We'll
Low
obviously
key
talk
hope
about
it's
it.
not a rehash of like fusions just for Blue and Super Saiyan 4, but that's just me.
Listen, if they make Super Saiyan 4 Vegito into a transforming card, I don't know, something.
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't want it. I'm just saying like it would be more. It would technically just be the same, like especially if they have the same transforming conditions. Oof.
Yeah,
But
I can
anyhow,
agree.
on to the global shaft. I mean news. Gotta be on 'em. We're starting off with a connection error. Going great, global. We are in a glitchy period. But keep in mind, this happened on JP too. So y'all want to be treated equal to JP? Here you go. Here's all the glitches you got. Feels good, doesn't it? No, but basically there's just emergency maintenance to fix connection error, and then the World Tournament distribution happened.
Oh,
We'll talk more about this after.
it happened, all right.
Adventures of Gratitude is back with the Rabid Mob, and nobody cares. Universe 6 Survival Saga. Wait.
Wait,
Do you know
hold
what I
on a
meant?
second. What did you just say?
Universe 6 Survival Saga. That's how it went, right?
I see.
Now the Universe 6 tournament event is back, along with the Dokkan Festival, the Hitmas Festival. Festival? Well,
Mestimal.
so it's
Chestable.
the Hitmas Festival, as Doretta likes to call it.
I'm gonna have to censor
So-
that.
Oh, really? Whoops. Put a dolphin noise.
There you go.
Alright, so we have. So basically, this banner was like. Here's the thing. Looking at this as not a Christmas banner, it's a pretty nice banner. You have Hit, Jiren, UI, and then the unfeatured. Oh, well, not unfeatured. The featured new unfeatured units. You know what I mean? I don't know. The Final Form Frost, Bota Magetta, and Fizz Champa?
Yes, Fizz Champa.
Is there one I'm missing? I feel like it's one I'm missing.
Oh no, you're missing the SR.
Oh,
and...
No, I'm not. I'm missing Blue Kaioken. He's featured. Oh, boy. Forgot about him. I wish I did. But yeah, so there's those 7 units on the banner.
Forgot.
So essentially, the only problem with this is that all you got was a free, like not a free multi, a free, like a discount 30 stone multi, and then it was regular 50s with a Santa Roshi and 5 candy canes, like one of each type per summon. So as a Christmas banner, even I'll admit that was pretty underwhelming compared to UI last year.
The reason why I think it was underwhelming too is because it didn't like. Obviously, Hit is a fantastic unit. Yeah. There's no denying that.
And let's remember, everybody loves to hype everything up to no end. Hype. Even like everybody overhyped Gogeta and Broly too. Like, granted, they're still amazing units. Sure, the Gogeta may not hit in the millions like everybody wants them to, like the 10,000 millions, but like everybody overhyped it, and it just leads to all the disappointment. You get what I mean?
Well, I think personally, it's just because for me, I looked at the Hit banner and I'm like, yeah, this is just a normal Dokkan Fest. It's cool, but why? Like, I feel like they just slapped the Christmas moniker on it just to.
Oh yeah, of course. They in a way they did the same thing with UI Goku.
Kinda, but I felt like that banner was more.
Like the discounts made it feel more like Christmassy.
Sure. Yeah.
That's not like I do get what you mean. Like, but all things considered, Hit is an amazing unit. He is a monster.
Yeah,
like
incredible.
He will time skip people into oblivion. And I went very deep on this banner. Y'all probably know. 500 stones plus. No UI Goku, just 2 Jirens in my first discount multi.
And no Hit either.
Granted, what I got now makes it feel a bit better, but either way, so that was the Hitmas banner. I'm not going to call it the other thing because got to give some respect to my man Hit.
And also to save my editing.
Fair point.
Thanks.
So we have the event split-second game ender, because can't say the other word. No demonetization, please. The what?
The butt sin.
the butt sin? Yeah. Okay, so there was some regarding account suspension, the usual World Tour shenanigans, and then another server maintenance for.
Oh wait, actually, don't skip over that. That's kind of important. The account suspension thing.
Oh no, don't worry, I'm getting into it.
Oh, okay.
So, and here's where the ball drops and everybody exploded. Regarding the issue currently found, the World Tournament reward issue. So, if you guys haven't heard, the 24th World Tournament had an issue with, after it was done, a lot of people got their places taken away, essentially.
Yeah.
Meaning that they did not get their rewards. And all the people who were still in the places got moved up significantly higher, because there were less people in the pool, obviously.
From them being removed, yeah.
Yeah. So what happened was, now personally, I'm a little on each fence about this personally. So what ended up happening is the people who got their increased rewards kept their rewards, for better or for worse. So some people like me, I ended up with 2 cells instead of 1.
Hey, that's what's up.
And I mean, yeah, it is what.
Hey,
but,
that's pretty good.
But the people who didn't get any rewards essentially just had to wait an extra day before they got their normal rewards, not any increased ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the compensation. Everybody got 2 stones, and the people who were affected got an extra 5 stones, a Kai, and 3 World Tournament GSSR tickets.
Just give them duplicate rewards. Why?
I will say, I don't know, because here's the thing: if they gave only people who were affected duplicate rewards,
yes,
then the people who got like just the slightly enhanced reward would say, "Oh, we deserve compensation."
Oh my
Then it just
gosh.
goes on and on and on. You get what I mean?
I know you're
I'm not
right,
saying I'm not
but
saying I would have.
that's
Granted, I
no,
would
no,
have
no.
been
I know, but I'm
I would
just
have been a
saying.
little bit, just a tiny bit salty if somebody got like. Well, then again, they get 2 cells, so I don't know.
Exactly. No, that's ridiculous.
Okay, but what if somebody got first place and then they got double rewards?
That's the price you gotta pay for goofing your players.
I will admit, yes, it would have been nice to just gave everybody double compensation. Or no, like not double comps, double rewards, but the people who got the enhanced rewards just got their normal rewards, if that makes sense.
I know.
If they were able to do that.
They should have gave them something more. That's the point.
At least give them 1 SSR guaranteed.
Oh boy.
Not just 3 tickets.
A single summon.
No, not they didn't even get a single summon. They got 3 tickets. That's not even enough for a single.
No, I mean with the stones.
Oh yeah, they got a single summon. Well, I mean they got 7 cents.
Yeah, yeah. A single summon and 2 extra. Oh boy, 10 box space. Thanks.
Like personally, how I feel is that, in a way, I'm just glad that the issue was resolved quickly, and the fact that people got their rewards at least like straight away, like a day to like a few hours later.
Fair.
That's like I'm glad for that because like shout out to the boy Dust Free, who grinded his butt off for cell.
Yeah, he.
And then got T ranked.
Yeah.
Well, I got 2 cells. I felt bad.
He was like at rank. What was he at? Like 1,000 something? I think.
Yeah,
wasn't he in triple digits?
I don't know, but like he was high up there. Thankfully, he got the reward he deserved. But at the same time, when people got rewards they didn't theoretically.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's with situations like these, it's hard to make people happy on both sides, and you cannot compare this one to the World Tournament issue JP had, because that was a completely different beast.
Right. We even disagreed about this originally.
Because that happened mid-World Tournament on JP. If you didn't know, one of the World Tournaments, you couldn't get more points than 50 million, and they literally shut down the World Tournament, just like, nope, gone. Gave everybody local rewards, and then just restarted a few days later. On Global, they could have not done it because the World Tournaments are already over.
Right.
Like, what are they going to say? Like, oh, no, by grinding just to redo the tournament?
Yep.
If they did that, I would be pissed.
Yeah, that would be, yeah.
That would be, like, granted, that would technically reset the rewards, but...
So you just get the rewards again. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, actually that doesn't sound like a bad idea. Anyhow, so there's all that controversy, a bunch of global chef stuff coming down the train, but that was thankfully that was looked over by something that happened. A Happy New Year's announcement.
Yay.
A Dragonstone sale and a new banner.
Nani?
You know what happened on JP, and here it is, Hidden Global, the Happy New Year's 2019 celebration, Part 1. Part 1 on Global. Keep that in mind. So we got the login bonus, we got special missions, a addition to the Dragonstone sale that was already on Global.
Yeah.
Essentially, you can buy 120 stones for the price of a 60 stone pack.
Yay, more stones. Yay, more whaling.
Yay. And the New Year's banner hit Global too.
With some changes.
Which, granted, most of them are pretty understandable.
I honestly, I don't know. I think
there's only one that I feel there isn't understandable personally.
Which is?
We'll get to that in a second. So
okay.
So we have all the Dokkan events available. Finally, the strongest rival. Oh boy, nobody cares. Goku friends are back. two free Kais from the large radishes. The Mr. Right event. I don't know why they keep. Why is Goku Jr.? Goku Jr. does not get enough reruns.
No, he
Puma
doesn't.
gets everything.
He's gone.
Gone, that guy.
Wait, Goku Jr. had a. I mean, wait, Goku. I almost said Goku Jr. had a grandson.
Vegeta Jr.
Yeah, when's there free-to-play Vegeta? Anyway.
I know, there we go. But yeah, so Universal Battle Saga events, all of them are back because of what's on the banner. A Universal Battle Saga category summon, which is out of nowhere, but okay. Super Warrior Slam. Victory will be mine. Woo.
Wait,
Turtle's event.
Wait, is that really what the event is called?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Turtle's event finally after 3,000 years. My Ink Turtle is just crying out of joy. And then another Battlefield reset, which will probably be Meta Cooler. And great success chance. Woo, nobody cares. So we had the login bonus. That was a pretty good login bonus. We got an SR19.
Yeah, both versions got that, which was to celebrate. Here's what was weird about this. Let's chat about this for a second. Last year we got an SSR Kimono 18.
which was actually a very decent support unit.
Yes, a very decent support unit, and not to mention the art was pretty sick.
Yeah.
And this year, what do you get? Oh,
The
here's a
SR's
fat
19.
clown.
Come on, Dan. Should have at least given us Kimono 19. Let's be real. That's a good
Yo,
meme.
please.
All right, so
Oh my gosh, I have that in my head now.
let's keep it up at night.
If anyone could draw fan art of that, please send it to us on Twitter.
Yeah, please. All right, so back on news topic. It's gonna be a long podcast. If this is a bit longer, apologies, but it makes up for last one. Though it's a bit shorter. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we have the banner, and judging by the picture, it shows Blue Evo up front here. There's a reason why. Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku got Hakkai'd off this banner, along with Future Gohan. Future Gohan is more understandable because his banner still had a day left when this dropped.
Yeah, it literally just
But-
left. Actually, I think
yeah.
it was live when the banner was up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was still live, so technically they couldn't have featured him,
Right.
which I kind of understand a little bit. But Full Power, like, I don't know why he wasn't on. Like, maybe because he was too recent. It was just how,
probably.
like. So that happened. So essentially, the only difference is those two guys are gone, so there's a little less category leads.
Yeah, which real quick about that. See, here's the thing I was saying, like on between JP and Global versus like the pros and cons of the banners, was that you can kind of go for what you want a little bit easier just because those two units
Yeah.
aren't there, but at the same time, there's just more options on JP. That's
Yeah.
pretty much the only difference.
The more options being that JP has the updated ECAs being like, where they start off with, I think it was Tech Beerus, Inchanemba, SDR Super Saiyan 3
Here, I'll
Broly,
pull it up for you.
and am I missing one?
I think you are.
I always feel like I'm missing one.
Well, anyway, talk about the next thing you're gonna talk about, and then I'll pull it up in the meantime.
Well,
Yeah,
so,
why?
oh yeah, so here's the weird thing. So Few mentioned that on JP it had Bardock and Cell wasn't on it. On Global, Cell's on it, but not Bardock.
Yeah, why?
And people have found out the reason why.
Oh, really?
Remember how Ranger 17 was pushed forward on Global?
Mm-hmm.
And remember who else got pushed forward on Global? That came up before Bardock did.
So?
Yes.
Huh.
Remember how we said there was like a cutoff line?
Oh,
units
yeah,
on the
I guess
banner.
that makes sense.
So because Cell came out first on Global, they put him on the banner instead of Bardock. That's what everybody's thinking, which makes sense when you think about it. It's still weird, but
Interesting.
it makes sense.
By the way, to compare those ECA units, on JP, it was Int Ultimate Gohan, Tech Beerus, AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Fizz Kid Buu, Full Power Frieza,
Oh yeah,
Tech
Fizz
Cell,
Kid Buu, that was who I was getting.
Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, and Inchanemba, and then
So basically, we're missing four EZA units.
right. So the only ones who are on Global were Gohan.
Which I mean, it makes
Goku,
sense
Frieza.
because like there wasn't any EZAs of them on Global.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Janemba's EZA hasn't come yet, so.
yeah. We're hopefully getting Fizz Kid Buu soon in part 2 of the New Year celebration. Which, if they don't call part 2 the Buu Year celebration, I will be mad. I will they could have straight up you know how the Christmas celebration was called the colorful Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
They could have called it the colorful Hitmas,
That's
but
true.
they missed the opportunity.
That's true.
Come on, Akatsuki, do it. Do it, Akatsuki.
Meme on us a little. Bother us
Yeah,
up.
come on. You memed on us with the 19. You can't do this.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, it's
So
not
we
that
have-
kind of meme, and they don't like fun. They like
Yeah, I know, right?
SR19s that aren't in
All right, so
kimonos.
all the events went active, and Global hit top grossing is what we're going to end off with Global news. 20 plus 19 Dragonstones, got to be cheeky. Plus, shout out to the boys, the French version for the extra 7 stones
Yes.
for hitting top grossing.
Thank you, French version. Very cool.
So we essentially got 46 stones, 30 character slots, a bunch of orbs, and yeah, pretty nice. It's no 100 stones, but hey, it was helpful.
Seriously though,
But yeah, I
why not
think-
just make it 50?
No, 46.
They should have done 20 plus 19, and then in the box compensation for some error that didn't happen, and just give people the rest.
I know, right? But anyhow, that is it for global news.
And that is it for the news of these past 2 weeks. A lot.
That was
of
a
stuff has happened.
long news
Yeah,
section,
that was
boy.
A long news, boy.
Long boy.
Yes, long boy. So lots of stuff happened. I am very happy actually that JP and Global both got the same, basically the same.
I mean, yeah.
newsstand.
I mean, nobody cares about Future Gohan.
Yeah, no, literally
I
nobody.
mean,
cares
as
about
much as I wouldn't mind pulling him, he's not like someone I'm going after.
this. Right, exactly.
Full Power Super Saiyan 4, I would have liked, but oh well.
Yeah, it'd be like
You
that
win
sometimes.
some, you lose some. It really do be like that sometimes.
Exactly. But anyhow, speaking of our favorite LR banner, though, today's topic of
Yep.
discussion right after the commercial break is going to be about.
Young, I'm gonna say.
hold on. Has the value of LRs decreased? We're going to kind of give our thoughts and
Yeah.
discuss about it. We have actually, we talk about a lot of Dokkan stuff in the background and just kind of like discuss. I don't think we've ever actually talked about this before, so I'm curious
No,
to
I
hear
don't
your
think
thoughts
so.
on this. So,
I'm curious to hear my thoughts on this.
Okay. All right, well, after the commercial break, we'll all be finding out.
You better watch it.
All right, we'll be right back.
Watching you.
And we're back. Hope you enjoyed
Did you
that.
watch? Oh my goodness, voice crack.
Holy cow! Well, can we get a please watch that ad for the voice crack?
Yes, please.
Holy
Don't
cow.
make me strain my voice. Oh goodness,
no.
that 40 minutes of news hurt.
Oof. All right. Well.
Oh, anyhow,
Yeah. Anyhow, we're talking about LRs.
I don't know what happened there. My voice just tried to speak, and my
The,
throat said
The
no.
decreased LRs were coming through.
Yep.
Or almost sounded like I said deceased LR. Oh no, where did it go? Anyhow, today we're going to be talking about how I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. Has the value of LRs decreased? And the reason why we kind of chose this topic for this week is a little bit related to New Year's, just a little bit. Obviously, since we had these brand new New Year's banners with guaranteed LRs on them, right?
Yeah.
So we were kind of like thinking, well, does this specifically and just in general have the value of LRs decreased? Do you want to go first or should I? What do you think?
So I'll think I'll start.
Okay, all right.
First off, how I feel is that, like, I don't know how, like, okay, so hear me on this, but every time we get a new LR,
Mm-hmm.
statistically, their value decreases.
What do you mean statistically?
Because, think of it this way.
Oh, wait, you're
every
not
time
talking
we-
about stats. You're talking about, like, the amount of them, right?
Yes, because every time we get a new LR, it just means you're that one LR closer to pulling an LR in general.
Okay, yeah.
Meaning that every time we get a new one, it's more likely people will pull one.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that it's more likely people will have them, meaning that it's more likely they're more available, if that makes sense.
And less valuable.
Yeah, technically, yeah. But, I mean, considering the rates in this game, unless they're, like, featured on a banner, like, because that's also the thing, I think about, like, are LRs still considered valuable if they were featured on a banner before?
That's interesting. Well, yeah, because we had our first double rate featured LR with Trunks and
Yeah,
Mine.
that's a wild one.
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
That was definitely
That was pretty whack.
And we have had guaranteed LR banners for a little bit though. Remember Broly? I think this was before your time. But Broly came out on Global first. On its own featured LR banner, and that like blew people away because obviously that never happened before.
And then during third year, all the OG5 got a featured LR banner.
Yeah, which was crazy. And then obviously
There's the Majin Vegeta saga started there.
Yep, that's where it all began. And then of course, we had the Dokkan Fest LRs now, which are completely different from, unfeatured summonable LRs. Because, like, I feel like the main reason why this question is sort of asked is, or at least for me, like, it always kind of brings me back to the perspective of the days of when LR Gohan first came out. Like, if you had LR Gohan on your
Did he come out? Did he come out the same way on Global and JP? By the way.
Yeah, he was
with the whole he's on the waifu banner stuff.
Oh, heck no. No.
Okay, because that's how it happened on Global.
No, yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that, actually. Yeah,
I think.
that's how he came out on Global, you're right. He came out on that weird waifu ticket banner. He was just kind of snuck in a banner on JP.
Where you had to summon on it to get the medals to awaken him.
Yeah,
Which was...
Battlefield wasn't there at the time. That's right, it's all coming back.
Yeah, because Global never got version 1 Battlefield.
Yeah, that's true.
Thankfully now we're in a day and age where that doesn't need to be back.
Yes. I do low-key hope they bring it back for a special meme someday, but...
That would be nice. I would like to at least try it, but not to the extent you'd have to grind it.
Right. Even though Gohan had that little dilemma with the waifu banner, still I would say global or JP wise, if you had
Yeah,
Gohan on your account back in the day, you were the man, bro.
or
You
in Global's case, if you had Broly.
Well, true, but Gohan was still the first, though, I
Well,
think.
no, Broly was first on Global. Remember?
Yeah, I
Just said
guess
it
you're right.
yourself.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Either way, though, the point
Yeah.
is, if you had one of those first LRs, you were like walking in there all blinged out, bro. You got those
Well,
gold
keep in
chains,
mind, technically,
those
like
gold wrists.
we're saying first summonable LRs, because remember who the first LR obviously
Right, of
was?
course, was Goku. I
The free
remember
Goku.
too that even having that was an accomplishment. And I
Yeah.
guess we should specify we're more so talking about
Yeah.
summonable LRs specifically.
Free LRs are a whole other bag.
Right. But I
Like,
guess it is
honestly.
something interesting to mention. I mean, I remember too, like when LR Goku first came out, shout out to my boy Abel. He was, he came up to me, whatever we were talking or whatever, and he's like, yo, someone in one of my classes already has LR Goku. And I'm like, what? How? It's been like 2 days. And they're like, yeah, man. He stayed up all night grinding him. And I was like, yo, that's so sick.
Yeah.
So like, I remember I was like, wow, that's really crazy. And like at that time, they were almost like elusive, like mystery, like on some like Pokemon GS ball type stuff.
Yeah, and plus you have to remember when Goku came out, he had STR Gogeta's leader skill,
That's true.
and he was the meta
Hmm.
during that time. It was STR Gogeta or nothing, dude.
Yeah,
From what I remember, and you gave that to a free unit and
Yeah.
of a rarity of LR new to the game. Mind blowing.
yeah, he was, and definitely well deserving of it. I mean, like, of course, nowadays we have 5 billion Super Saiyan Goku cards, and 5 billion Super Saiyan Goku cards specifically of when he transformed on Namek. But
Yeah, right.
I feel like that, that moment is definitely the most worthy of being the first LR summonable or not, just because.
Even though technically he's not in Namek Saga, but okay.
Whatever. I know, even his super attacks aren't technically Namek
Huh?
Saga.
Wait, you're cutting off, but hold on.
Oh, I said his super attacks technically aren't Namek Saga, but
Yeah, because he's a Spirit Bomb, or
Right,
Super Spirit Bomb,
exactly.
rather.
so he, he's something. But the point is that back in the day, if you had one of those first summonable LRs, you were like the man, bro. So,
Yeah.
but nowadays it's like, oh, you don't have an LR on your account, trash, right?
Yeah.
Like your account is like the value of your account goes down significantly if you don't have an LR on it.
Granted, there is a thing that LRs don't make an account.
True, but
Because let's be real, if you have every LR no category lead, what's the LR going to do for you?
I suppose that's true. But now that case is not necessary, or that argument can't necessarily be made, considering now we have stuff like.
Wait, what did you say? You're cutting off a lot. Thanks, Discord.
Oh, I said. No, you're good.
Technical difficulties.
I said. Nowadays, that argument can't necessarily be made because we have LRs like Trunks and Mai who are category leads, and they can definitely substitute for the time and space leader.
Okay, I get what you mean.
So, so even then, if you have all LRs, you still, and no category leads, which I don't know how. I mean, I guess you could if you only summon on banners that had LRs on it.
Yeah.
Or if you just bobbed your category leads, I guess. But,
Fanta.
yeah, right. Shout out to the man himself.
Yep.
But so regardless though, with this new kind of meta that we're going into, I feel like that's not necessarily the case anymore because they're going to start getting all these category leads.
The new meta that we haven't even finished the old one yet.
I know, and that is a different. Funny enough, that is a topic that we're going to do in the future as well. LR
We have a lot
metas.
of topics about LRs.
I know. Well, I mean, they're
We have,
interesting.
like what makes a good LR, like
Yes.
like it's like a free to play LRs. We can talk about that too.
Mm-hmm.
Lots
Exactly.
of LR talk.
Yes, lots of LR talk. LRs are they're the GOAT, bro.
Yeah.
But
Heck,
regardless,
people
though,
like how people have been speculating that we're getting a new rarity soon, right?
yeah, I hope not.
The LRs coming through.
We need to finish the first and we need to finish the second LR meta and this LR meta that we have now before we get a new rarity. Bandai,
Bro, LRs are like Dokkan Fest are going to become the new SSRs. And LR is going to be the new TURs, and ZLR is going to be new LRs.
See,
Bet.
don't
Yep.
even. We'll have to change it to the Extreme ZLR podcast.
Yeah,
But anyway, we're getting off track here.
we're always off track.
Nah, it's all good. But I would say, just to give a simple answer, is yes. And I mean, the easiest way to sort of, justify that is simply by opening up DBZ space and taking a look at the
Yeah.
list of LRs. What we counted the other day, there are 16 summonable LRs.
And here's the thing, that like if I'm right, out of all the LRs, like half or more are free.
Well, see, we were counting only
Which is-
summonable, but yes, you're right.
Yeah. Let me actually check. You talk for a bit, Theo.
Yeah,
Let me
go for
actually
it.
check this.
So, I definitely think that just by that fact that they have definitely decreased. Now, of course, that is including Super Vegito and Gogeta, which you can only get on their certain banners, or the Tana Bata banner, if you're into that sort of thing. And especially, like, we also kind of, this is another big contributor here. The Christmas banner that JP had with the double rates, right? That introduced, I almost called them Mayan Trunks. I keep saying that. I don't know why, but I guess it's technically Trunks. It doesn't really matter. Either way, though, it introduced that new LR, and people on the Reddit did calculations, and there was a 20% chance to pull an LR off that banner. 20%. That might not sound like a lot, but that's absolutely insane. Because back in the
Also,
day...
I will.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, but
No, you're good.
we miscounted.
We did.
There are 15 Sunball LRs,
Oh, okay. Well,
and there are 17 free ones.
interesting.
There are more free LRs than summonable right now. Granted, Thousand Day Goku is one of them, and so are the Battlefield ones, and so are the Super Battle Road ones. So free to play is stretched in multiple occasions, but non-summonable is what we're getting at. So
Right, for that fact, yeah.
there's more free ones than summonable ones. That should go to that. Like, sure, free LRs will never be on the realm of summonable ones unless you're LR Metacooler or LR Vegeta Blue, because then they can tote with like some free dupe ones. But like, no account doesn't have an LR like free, be it free or summonable.
Right. I agree with
Is
that.
what we're getting at, especially with the campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no account should not have any like LR rarity missing.
Right,
Is what
exactly.
yeah.
And I think maybe that does contribute. I'll get back to the double rate thing in a second. But, like, that does certainly contribute to it, I suppose. Because if you think about it, yes, then, definitely the value has decreased because everybody and their mother has one since you can get one free to play. Or a lot free to play. And I also kind of feel like they just sort of milk that, like, sparkly LR rarity to kind of, entice people to get the card and waste stones on stamina, which wasting stones on stamina, you're not really wasting them, but you know what I mean, so that you have to get more stones
And
so you
like,
don't
then
necessarily summon.
here's my like, I always have this thought process.
Mm-hmm.
Should LRs have stayed a free to play concept?
That could be an entirely different podcast.
Yeah, but like, just to allude here, because like, think about it this way: LR Goku was just like a really like long, hard grind, but it felt worth it because he was so usable. I know, right? He was so usable in that current meta, and it's just like, what if like, it's just the kind of thing like if they kept LRs free to play, they could just lock them behind like not insane, but like dedicated grinds. Like, heck, even Prime Battle LRs nowadays, while they're getting better, they're nowhere near as good as the summonable ones because they want to cash in on the money.
Right, and
Like, of course, like, they're trying to be a company. I get that, but like, it's like, why? Like, like we just said, like, everybody will have an LR one way or another, be it free or summonable. If that's the case, why even bother summoning for one? If they're just like any other normal unit, just with higher stats.
True. And there's also the whole argument to be made about, like, you don't. I mean, obviously, you don't need an LR to get through a Dokkan event. There are plenty of units that can get you through events just fine. Heck, the Ginyu Force can get you through most events, and that's free to the entire.
Unless you're Super 17. Or Ranger 17, actually.
But I do think, we also have to take into consideration, and I'm, like, agreeing with you on this point. Like, and you were saying, like, they're not as good as they used to be in free-to-play. What we mean by that, just to kind of make that clear to maybe people who are a little bit newer to the game, is that, like, again, we're talking about in the time that they came out, right? Like, if Future Trunks, just for example, came out during the time that LR Goku came out, he would have been the...
No, not even Future Trunks. If LR Super Saiyan Vegeta
Yeah,
Came out.
any of the ones that have come out in the past couple months, we'll
Yeah.
just say, if any of those guys came out,
If LR
back then,
Hercule came out when Goku came out.
that's true. They would have been the most
'Cause, like,
busted units of the game.
yeah. Because what? Goku gets 10,000 when facing one enemy. Hercule gets 20,000
Yeah,
and 7 key.
yeah.
Average.
So, so we're talking about in their specific time because nowadays these free to play LRs aren't necessarily as powerful compared to how powerful that LR
Yeah.
Goku was back in his time.
Granted, on a good team, Goku can still break like 1.5, 1.8 million
of
at max.
course, yeah.
Bardock. Frieza, Final Form LR Frieza, arguably is better than the Tech one.
Hmm.
Because this man just aged beautifully.
Yeah,
with
he did
like,
age very well.
like his links, his like raw power. Granted, you need to set him up, but still, like he's an amazing LR in a 170 category. Oof, that's what Goku kind of is. Because like, Pure Saiyan's only out at 130 right now.
I still wonder why they did that because like I almost felt like they kind of
Probably to nerf
oriented
the category.
yeah,
Let's be real.
maybe. I kind of felt like they oriented like the percentages of categories sort of like themed to them in the game or in the show. Like I felt like some of the hybrid Saiyans are a little bit more docile. I.e. Gohan, so
Yeah.
they didn't give them as much of a high attack stat. And then like teams like Super Saiyan 3, obviously those guys are wild and out, so of course they gave them a higher attack. But I don't know. Pure Saiyan seems to be an anomaly in that little headcanon of mine. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's like comparing like LR Goku to like LR Vegito Blue. Like, there's no like LR Vegito. Like, obviously LR Vegito Blue and LR Metacooler are like the best LRs.
Mm-hmm. Free to
I'd
play.
say like free to play wise. Like, and then LR Thousand Goku is probably third best. I'd say maybe I don't know. It depends.
And that you could even, and I definitely think that they even compete with some of the summonable ones.
Yeah, like the thing is like, you just need a proper category. Like, granted, we're in those category minute where 170% is like the minimum at this point, which is whack.
Yeah, that is really weird.
But yeah, like I don't know. It's like maybe it's just me being attuned to my free to play lifestyle, having like all free LRs rainbowed. But like
Peace, harmony, 0 paid for stones.
Yep. But yeah, so I don't know what was the topic we're trying to get across again.
No. You were.
I went on a tangent.
No. That all applied. How is the value of LRs decreased? That makes
Yeah.
sense to me. Let me just finish that thought about the double rate thing.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
The fact that we had a banner where there was a 20% chance to pull an LR, like if you did and obviously nothing is guaranteed, except for the New Year's banner, which we'll get back to that eventually. But if you did like 1,000 stones, you're basically guaranteed, unless your luck is just awful, you're basically guaranteed to get at least one LR, maybe more, right? Because since the multis obviously now are guaranteed SSR and then unfeatured in that last slot.
Theoretically, with 20%, 250 stones should get you an LR.
Yeah, there you go, right? I was just using 1,000, I guess. It's just kind of
Yes, technically that would give you 4 LRs base minimum of the RNG, but
Right.
obviously that's not how it works completely.
Right.
But
That's not how. Yeah, that's not how the game works. But
it would be
know,
nice if it was how it worked.
Yeah,
but
that would be very nice. But the point is that that definitely severely decreases the value because that just gives and what. By the way, too, we just want to or at least I kind of want to make this clear when we're saying that it decreases the value of these LRs. We're not saying that means that they're like bad or that they're not good cards or like
that's
you
a whole
shouldn't
other
be-
podcast in itself too.
Exactly. Like you should be sad about
Yeah.
pulling them.
Unless it's LR Bardock, you should always be sad about
Hey,
LR Bardock.
fight me about it.
I will.
But the
I'm
only
kidding.
question we're trying to answer here is has the value of LRs decreased? Nothing else.
Yeah.
So
Which, considering we have 32 LRs in the game right now, yes, they definitely have.
I know you can't see it, but I'm shaking my head. So so
Considering
with
more of them are free to play than Stonable too.
yeah. So with that double rate, thing, it's just, and not even to mention the fact we haven't even, like touched on with that, well, kinda, but we haven't really touched even on that banner that there's an LR featured on it, and it's double rates.
Yeah.
Like, that's absolutely
Heck,
insane.
it's not to mention that most banners that introduce new LR, usually it's a featured LR. Sometimes it's a Rising Dragon Carnival with them unfeatured, but like, look at LR Goku and Frieza.
Mhm.
They came out, featured LR banner.
Right. I mean, at this point, like, most
Yeah.
LRs that have come out like in recent
LR Bardock featured banner.
BoJack had his own featured banner, which is weird. I don't know.
LR Beerus and Whis wasn't featured. LR Cell featured banner.
Mm-hmm. Super Saiyan 3 Goku did not have one.
No, he
Obviously,
did not.
Broly did.
Mighty Mask did on Global, I think.
Yeah, he did on Global, and then that came to JP later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came to JP later, and then obviously, we had those
The OG5s all had it in third year.
the rerun, and then Cell obviously had his own banner as well. So,
Yeah.
the fact that they're
So most of the LRs have been featured at one point.
yeah.
Obviously, the Dokkan Fests have on their own banner. I don't know if BoJack has he?
Yes, BoJack had a banner
BoJack has.
because I remember Truth
Cell
Summoning.
has truth in my wow. Trunks in my.
Truth and
Beerus.
my.
I think Beerus is the only one who has not been featured yet on any sort of banner.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you're right. Yeah.
So
Because Goku did have his own banner. Remember,
theoretic-
Super Saiyan 3 Goku did have one.
Yeah. So theoretically, I would say not counting the Dokkan Fest ones because they're right now impossible to get. Basically, I would say the most elusive LR theoretically at this point is LR Beerus, considering he never had his own banner.
I'd say that's fair.
So I'd say technically the most rare LR is LR Beerus.
I'd give that one to you for sure.
Besides the Dokkan Fest, because they've only been around 2 times.
Right.
On their own
And
banners,
but they were
about it.
featured.
Don't tell them not talking about it.
Yeah, don't please no stop.
Practice the same rates, but
Yeah, indeed. That is the perfect way to say about that banner.
So yeah, final verdict. Has LRs been decreased in value? Yes. Have they decreased in strength? Probably not. That's another topic entirely.
Yeah, that is definitely another topic entirely.
Yeah.
I do want to go back though.
Back to the past?
Back to the present. I almost said future, but with this brand new New Year's or
Yeah,
brand
we
new
should talk about this.
So, we talked about it earlier in the video, but just a quick rundown, right? 200 stones nets you 1 free LR minimum. You still have the
Along with
possibility...
a bunch of other stuff.
Yes, with a bunch of other
Not
stuff.
to mention the category lead, the 220 leads, or the ECA unit.
Right. And in that 200 stones, you can possibly get another LR. And then...
Yeah, by the way, that 200 stones is 5 multis, so you're getting a free multi.
Is what?
That 200 stones is for 5 multis.
Oh, yeah, I guess
So you're
are
getting a free multi.
Huh. I didn't even think about that. That's cool. And then, of course, you can do that one more time, and then the banner turns into a normal 50 stone banner. So, the fact that even exists, which there is no denying that, like we said earlier in the video, best banner in Dokkan history.
Yeah.
If anyone tells you otherwise, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. You lost all hope.
Yeah.
But the fact that exists almost just kind of even just solidifies this more that, they have now gone out of the way, because this was like something that like people joked about. Like I remember like
it actually like everybody was saying like, oh, LR guaranteed stone.
Yeah, right.
And here they are for 200 stones. You're guaranteed an LR.
Right, like yeah, exactly. Because we were talking about, is the new purple stone a guaranteed LR stone? Everybody was like, nah, G. Or like I even remember just goofing around with like my friends in gym before, like in high school or whatever. Like, hey, what if there's a guaranteed LR banner? We'd all like have a good laugh about it because it just sounded so ridiculous. And now it's a reality. And
I know.
It feels almost surreal, to be honest with you. But the thing is, right, like, it's obviously not a bad thing, but it just means that, since more people have them, just definitely, yeah, like we've been saying the whole time, I guess, they have decreased. Which, again, doesn't mean that they're bad or you shouldn't be happy about pulling one. Obviously, you should. Did you guys see how excited I got about pulling Maj Vegeta? Dang, that was crazy, bro. So, and here's the other thing, too. This isn't like, and I don't know if this is necessarily a problem, right? Like, would you consider this a problem? Is this an issue?
I don't know. Like, it depends. If they add a new rarity, I feel like it's all just pointless in the end.
If they have decreased or not? Is that what you mean?
Wait, what?
Like,
I feel like if they add a new rarity, then yeah, like that just means LRs are becoming irrelevant. they have like decreased in value. But like, if LRs are still just the peak of Dokkan like rarities, and they just add more of them, I don't think it's a bad thing, unless they start making them intentionally bad,
Which I don't
just to
think they will.
capitalize on the shiny money. But I mean, you say that, but at the same
Money,
time,
money,
I look
money,
at
money.
LR Bardock.
No. That's not the example I would use.
I'm just joshing, but like
I'm
stuff
just
like
partial to
Trunks and
LR
Mai,
Bardock.
or like
Right. No, that's
I'll,
what I
I'll,
was just going to say. Trunks and Mai is a perfect example because they are literally so amazing on time and space, and you put them on another team, and it's like slapping an SR on that boy.
it's like some LRs are so. I guess they always miss.
Say that again, you cut off.
Like some LRs are literally hit or miss.
Yeah.
TikTok meme here.
I guess they always miss, yeah. But
So because like let's give an example. What do we say is one of the best LR? Well, one of the most like reliable LR. I'd say like let's look at LR Maj Vegeta.
reliable, yes, Maj Vegeta, definitely.
Yeah, like 150% when doing a super attack. Simple, clean, pretty amazing. His key. Speak quiet.
Actually, we're in a Kingdom Hearts stream. That's funny. Anyway,
His key modifiers being switched around is weird. But besides that, like, he's great. He'll hit really hard. Then you have someone like LR Cell, whose passive is convoluted for no reason. 90% at the start of turn for attack and defense, plus 10% more attack and one key for each enemy.
yeah, odd.
Like,
Why?
he's only getting 100%, while Maj Vegeta is still here 150 on super attack. Which, if that is a support unit on rotation, oh boy, somebody's going a game in. Yeah, and then you have LR Goku and Frieza, who is just like 77% plus 77% plus 77%.
Simple, nice, clean, beautiful LR.
Yeah. And then you have LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who hits like a wet paper towel. Then we get to say Tinky, somebody's gone.
Yep, somebody get the water, get the water.
The discrepancies between the LRs are so weird. Like, then you have LR Beerus. Everybody thought he was garbage, and then they figured that, oh, his pass can be reapplied, and he gets essentially like 150% attack up.
Yeah,
And he has great links if he's linked with another Beerus. It's like, I don't know, like, it's weird.
let me ask you this, as like, because I know you're more technical in terms of the numbers and like that sort of thing, more so than I am, rather. Would you value an LR that is more simple in that way, more than an LR that's more complicated? Like, let's say, right? I mean, I know in terms of numbers, these two don't compare, but Cell and Beerus, right?
Yeah.
Would you, value one higher than the other just because of the, well, I guess Beerus is a little bit complicated, but you get my point, right? The simplicity of it. Would you value one more than the other?
I do like the simplicity, but I also like, my issue with something like Cell in particular is because with how the game is structured, like, he'll never be at his peak is what what bothers me personally.
Mm-hmm.
When you physically cannot get a card to their peak condition. Because Cell, in most events, only gets 100% attack and defense.
Right.
Most Dokkan Fest, Jiren has a bigger boost than Cell would.
Well,
Granted, Cell has better stats, but...
Yeah.
So, like, maybe if they just change his passive to, like, one key and 30% per enemy, maybe that'd be a bit busted, but that'd give him 120 when he's just facing one enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Which I find would be a good boost. Like Cell, to me, feels like a free-to-play LR.
Interesting.
I'd say same with Bardock. Because as much as I do dog on Bardock, I think he's a cool LR, but he just doesn't have enough boost on him.
Right. No, I agree.
70% attack and defense? Really?
Yeah, I definitely agree that some of those...
LR Vegito Blue has that
so much
passive.
better. Yeah.
Like, and he's more self-sufficient than LR Bardock. Well, granted, I do like how LR Bardock has that 4 key. Like, that's great, but LR Bardock's links too doesn't even have Fierce Battle, which I only say he doesn't have Fierce Battle because he only has one attack link.
Skedaddle, where's my Fierce Battle?
Like, and theoretically, the only reason he doesn't have Fierce Battle is because his SSR awakens with the freaking Frieza medals. But here's the thing, he takes Super Saiyan 3 Bardock medals too. So,
well, that's like the androids don't. It's Fierce Battle too, right?
We don't talk about the androids. Though they make me so mad because they were back in a time where Fierce Battle wasn't giving out that just because he used Dokkan Fest medals.
Yeah, that is a big rip. And
Yeah,
they're
I
not
don't
on
know,
time
like
and space. They got really
they're
shafted.
not on Future.
Future. Yeah, which wait, no,
They're
they
not
are
on
on time and space.
Future.
Wait, they're not on time and space either. They're not on
They're
future
not on.
either. Thank you, Alejandro. It's very cool.
But yeah, you get what we're trying to say. Like LRs are literally like when they release a new LR, they're either like OP meta busting, middle ground, or just free to play level.
And like I will say
And when
about
some LRs hit free to play level, there's something wrong. I feel.
yeah, oh, definitely. And I will say too, just regarding Trunks and Mai specifically, even
Yeah.
though they kind of are not that good on non time and space, at least how you get them to their max potential is simple. You put
Oh
time
yeah,
and
just
space
run
on
them on
units on
same
them.
one the category.
Right.
And
Exactly.
their second part of the passive is 6 key and a high chance to dodge against a future enemy.
Hmm.
But here's the thing: that doesn't factor into their damage.
Right.
That factors their utility and their like key output technically.
Exactly.
But at the same time, like as long as you save SDRs, they should be able to super fine.
Right. That's a little
And
like
their
that's just
ease
a
of links
little.
being like,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say their ease of links being like prepare for battle and fierce battle, like they can easily be slapped onto a team,
Hmm.
even if
Even if
which I don't
say
know
that
what you
again.
would, even if you would float them or something.
Right. I gotcha. Yeah, that's why like I don't really too much care for sometimes like they've been starting to like I like this, but I also don't like it because it adds uniqueness to cards, but it also
Yeah,
hinders them where they get an attack or defense boost whatever from facing a certain category, and while that's cool, that limits their potential.
like, I feel like that kind of thing is amazing for cards. Like
Yes.
that's how
Oh,
you
I
make
agree.
free cards busted.
Yeah.
While on like busted for certain events, like you know what you need to do, like off topic, but bring that EZA Tech Blue Coach Vegeta on movie bosses
Hmm.
to AGL Metacoolers event and watch him wild out. Watch that boy one shot.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so like, but when you do it to Gacha LRs, to like those specifically, and make them so restrictive. Like I find LRs cell restrictive.
Hmm.
LR Trunks and Mai is like here's the thing. They have a worse passive than Bardock if
Yeah.
they're not in their own category.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Just attack plus 70%. Even VB has more. It has a defense in his passive.
Free to play units have more than that.
Yeah,
Some. Yeah.
it's like it's mind-boggling to me. Like,
Yeah, it is a little bit odd. And I just feel like that sort of, and I guess this just goes into the whole thing of them
at least most
decreasing.
Dokkan
Yeah.
Fests are like at least most Dokkan Fest units are consistent.
Hmm.
Like look at like sure we have Super Boo who has like what 80% attack and defense. Granted, that's pretty trash, but when it becomes Buhan after a few turns, gets 120, that's a norm, a usual norm. They have like full power Super Saiyan 4 who has like too much attack. Like, you know what I mean?
Thick
Like,
attack.
yeah.
They're
Then you
all
have
over the
like
place.
you have like Gogeta Blue, who has like 130 attack and defense. I want to say,
I think so. I'll
then
double
like
check.
a guaranteed crit chance.
Yes, on his transformation, yeah.
Yeah, like they're all like they can all be on a level playing field. Heck, even future Gohan has 100% attack up, gets more the
You're cutting off a
more
little bit. Say it again.
future Gohan has attack 100%, more defense, less HP, and has damage reduction.
Right.
I'd say
Also,
like
it's for Blue Gogeta Super Saiyan, it's 100, and then Blue is 130. So yeah, you're right.
okay, yeah. Like I'd argue future Gohan has more going than Trunks and Mai
Oof.
without their full
You
boost.
know how that makes me feel?
Like they're a great LR on their own team. And like the fact that they're restricted to that though is very saddening. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Because I'm like, I try and throw them on a team, and I'm like, oh, wait, they'll be trash.
Yeah.
So I guess, I mean, that obviously, I think by this point, it's pretty clear that the answer is yes. They have definitely decreased. But I think there's just so many different factors between all the free-to-play LRs that we have now and how scattered LRs are in terms of, like, how powerful they are and
Yeah.
how complicated they are and just
Yeah.
a bunch of different factors that go into it. I I don't know because like is this a problem? I don't necessarily think so.
I don't think it's a problem, but I think it's definitely something that would detract you from summoning for a specific LR.
So maybe then it is a problem.
Like, cause like, I don't know, like how, like, you think about it this way: if we had LR Goku and Frieza release with how busted they are,
Hmm.
and then you have LR Bardock come after, how would that make you feel?
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, like,
Or vice
granted,
versa,
like,
if you pulled Bardock and then they come out right after, and
yeah,
you're like,
exactly,
oh,
like I don't know, like, sure, I get it with free LR. Like, I will say this: hear me out here. They are more consistent with the free LRs than the summonable ones.
yeah, I can agree with that for sure.
And that is saying something. Because, like, granted, all the free LRs are not, like, meta breaking, like, but they're still good for free cards.
Hmm.
And most of them are on the same level, barring, like, 3 of them.
Right.
And the supports, I'd say.
Hmm.
And then you have the gotcha LRs, where it's just, like, you have the damage from, like, LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku compared to LR Bardock.
Those
There's,
are
like, at least a
yeah,
3 million gap there.
very different tiers of damage. Extremely
So it's
different.
just, I don't understand.
I would
I
think
just,
that I would think it would be like you were saying. People are speculating there might be a new rarity. I would say that it's not an issue if that happens then because it's like well then just make more LRs to kind of fill that out and then we'll see what happens with the new rarity.
just make LRs what?
No, I was saying like if that new rarity does happen, then maybe it definitely isn't a problem because then they'll just make as many as they want and make more LRs. They'll make more LRs up the wazoo and then obviously make these ZLRs if that that's what we're calling it for now. If anything happens, more rare. But I definitely think the consistency thing that you've been
Yeah.
talking about the whole time is definitely a big indicator that like because they sort of had a good pattern of making these LRs very good for the time of the meta they were in. Obviously, you can't say, and some of them have still held up today, which is very impressive. Some of
Yeah.
them have fallen behind a little bit, unfortunately. They've fallen behind with their
Here,
meta.
like, I'll say this.
Wait, hold on. Let me
As
just
much,
finish this out real quick. Let
oh
me
yeah,
just get
good.
out. But then they released some LRs today that are not comparable with the meta that we have today.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say.
Like, LR Broly is one of the first LRs,
Hmm.
and, like, granted, he has a flat boost.
Yeah.
One of the few symbol LRs with a flat boost. Granted, it's a massive one, but him supering twice, guaranteed, is what saves him from still being an amazing unit.
Hmm.
Like, and not just World Tournament fodder. Like,
And
I
LR
don't know.
Gohan too. The very first LR is
Yeah,
still one of
LR,
the best in the game. He's disgusting.
granted, he needs a lot of orbs, but
That is
the
true.
fact that he gets 1 key extra per orb makes him the easiest LR to get a 24 key with
Right.
by far.
100%.
The only one I'd say that's easier would technically be, well, probably the Dokkan Fest LRs
Hmm.
or LR Goten and Trunks because they're random key game.
Right. So I would definitely say, and I would say maybe so. I don't know. You could maybe even make the argument, and this is a different conversation, I suppose, but like some of the modern day LRs maybe have less value than some of the old ones. Because
You're cutting off a lot. Repeat that.
I said some of the modern day LRs maybe have less value than some of the old ones. Because like I can tell you if I was a brand new player and I knew how the game worked, I'd rather pull LR Gohan than Cell. Like
I mean,
disregarding
yeah.
the character, just thinking about the mechanics of the unit.
Mm.
So that's just my opinion though on that. But
Yeah, I get you.
I gotcha. Anyway,
Back on.
gotta slide that in there. You have any final thoughts on this before we close out?
I have no idea what to say about LRs anymore.
There's a lot
Let's
to
just
say
hope
about
the next
them.
one is a good one.
Yes, let's hope the next one is a good one indeed. LR Merge Zamasu, crossing my fingers.
I hope he's free to play. Like, yo, come on. Like, think about it this way. LR Murtsumasa.
All right, wait. This isn't. We
Wait,
can
no.
talk about this after the podcast. Let's
No.
finish.
Well, I'm
first.
living in here because relevant.
No,
LR
okay, fine.
LR Murtsumasa.
Make it quick.
That needs sharing the limit units. Like the LRVB thing. But gets fierce battle.
All right, there you go.
Think about it. And he could be like the mirror of LRVB. We have that in Murtsumasa, but shush.
There you go. Think about it in that think about it meme.
Yeah, exactly. I just want that to happen. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I got you.
I got you.
I got you. But
I did it to you this time.
oof, got. That is gonna do it for today's
Long boy.
podcast.
Long
Ooh,
boy,
this
dude.
was a long one. We got a long news, long discussion. That was good though. That was very good.
Yeah. That was the most discussion we've had lately.
Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoy doing these discussions.
Yeah.
So it was a good one for sure. One for the record books indeed.
Will this be the start of the LR Talk series?
Oh boy, maybe we
Dun,
will. I don't know.
dun, dun.
We do have a lot of LR topics coming up in the future,
Yeah.
like with the different LR meta games and
Why LR Bardock is the worst summonable
No.
LR. Stay tuned.
Oh my gosh. All right. With that, though, I think we'll end the podcast here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I did want to note one thing before we left, and this is sort of like irrelevant to everything else. If I sounded a little bit odd in this episode, I have finally moved and I'm in the new room, and I haven't gotten my sound setup completely solid yet, so I probably sound a little bit echoey throughout this episode. So if you notice a change, that's why. I'm gonna try and get it fixed for upcoming videos, but you might notice it for a little bit, but don't worry about it. It's nothing, like wrong with my mic or anything. But regardless though, that is gonna do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Podcast, you know what I meant.
Close enough.
I got LRs on the brain, I'm sorry, that's all I got through my mind. LR. Anyway,
Yep.
from all of us here at the Extreme Z podcast, we'll see you in the next one.
Later, guys. LR Bardock's still bad, by the way.